for Liverpool in the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final, and a bit of English football history was made too as referee Stuart Atwell announced this VAR decision to the crowd.
After review, Dominic Solanke was in an offside position in the build-up to the goal. My final decision is offside.
It's a little bit John Anderson Gladiators for me, but anyway, the Spurs manager Ange Postecoglou isn't a fan of what you just heard.
I know I'm going to be the old bloke in the stands who keeps shouting boo every time VAR, and I'll be the only one, but I just thought people would be a little bit more protective about the sanctity of the game. That's what I was talking about. It's just the way the game, I think there's a lot of confusion at the moment.
We can now speak to Spurs fan and podcaster Chris Cowlin. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Gordon.
Great to have you on, Chris. He was at the game last night. We've got Liverpool fan Rupa Vyas as well. Good morning, Rupa.
Morning, Gordon.
Thanks for coming on, Rupa. Right, Chris, first of all, before we get into the football, you were at the game last night. What was it like when you heard that announcement? Has it changed the game for you for the better or for the worse?
Well, it was no different, really. I think that we often see these statements put on the screen, and by them actually reading them out on a tannoy system was all a bit weird, to be honest.
Yeah. Chris, you knew what the result was, right? You knew it was an offside. You don't need...
Absolutely.
Did you need that?
No, not at all. Not at all. But, talking about the game itself, absolutely delighted as a Spurs fan that we've got a 1-0 lead going into that second leg. It's, of course, going to be very difficult going up to Anfield in 4 weeks' time. But, the amount of injuries and suspensions that Spurs have got at the moment, the young players have really taken their opportunities. Bergvall, of course, got the goal 4 minutes from time. Yeah. Fantastic.
Should he have been sent off before that, though, if we're going to talk VAR, Chris?
The second one, I think, was a yellow card, so he probably should have been sent off. But you could argue that the first one was probably not a yellow card. But I don't think any Liverpool fans can moan about decisions in Tottenham games because, let's go back to the 2019 Champions League final. That should never have been a penalty. But
Chris, that is a great memory. Yeah. Well,
even at the weekend, a decision didn't go for Spurs, but I think that VAR and the officiating this season, particularly in the Premier League, has been really poor.
Well, Rupa, we've already mentioned tiny violins on the show once today, but is there any sympathy for Liverpool, do you think, after Bergvall scored that goal? Should he have been sent off in your eyes?
Yeah, it doesn't work, does it? Where you say, the first one wasn't a yellow, so we didn't get the second one. Second one was a clear yellow, so yeah, really, really frustrating. But I don't think, as much as I'd love to moan about that, I just don't think we performed at all. Like, they were shocking performances across the pitch. I'm still in doubt as to whether Nunez will score for Liverpool again at this point. So I could go on about that decision forever. Another controversy at Spurs. I think we're used to it now, but no, not a great performance from us.
That's 2 games now, isn't it, without a win, and then you're facing Forest, who took 3 points off you. The only other team to take some points off you this season. Are you slightly apprehensive now about that game?
100%. I just think, we've had a terrible start to the new year. It's been, quite a rocky start, and I think, some of our cracks are starting to show. Yep. Got some concerns that we should address in the next transfer window. Obviously, the contract situation as well, I don't think is helping. I think it's starting to impact on the pitch. And it's going to be a painful few months. I said this yesterday and everyone's like, back the team. I do back the team 100%. But when things off the pitch are starting to affect us on the pitch, especially in, we had such a great start to the season and now it's all starting to crumble a bit. And
it's only 2 games,
January
Rupa.
Always gives me the fear.
It's only 2 games, Rupa. It's only 2 games and you do have a game in hand. Rupa, thanks very much for coming on, our Liverpool fan, and Chris Cowlin as well, Spurs fan, who was at the game last night and heard that VAR trial of a decision being explained to the fans.
Coming up on 5 Live Breakfast, we'll have the latest on those wildfires in Los Angeles.